What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk more in details about Sun Wukong, the new limited hero that is born this week in Infinite Magicraid. And you are going to see that he is going to be a broken hero and a game changer hero for PvP, especially at Exclusive 2 and Exclusive 3. I'm going to try to give you all the details in this video and to explain to you how does he work as easy as I can. So tell me in the comment below if it was clear enough for you so I can improve in the future when I'm doing some tests on heroes. So first of all, let's concentrate on the skills of the hero, then talk about the exclusives more in detail, and finally we are going to try the hero against PvP meta teams we have today. So you are going to see that in Classic Arena he's going to be really strong. So concentrate on the skills. First of all, let's talk about the passive. At the beginning, he has a 30% more crit rate. That's interesting because you are going to see he's going to deal a lot of damage based on his max HP. Then every crit damage over 150% are going to be converted into effect resistance. 25% in fact of the crit damage over 150% up to 50% effects resistance can be obtained that way. This is huge. This is a tank. So he has a lot of HP. Base HP and basic defense. He's gonna be really tanky. Deal damage based on his HP. You want to increase his HP, 30% crit rate at the beginning, so you need to increase just a bit more the crit rate to have the 100%. And you want to put everything else in crit damage, and probably with the second artifact, put an effect resistance one. So your guy is gonna be a hybrid tank with a lot of damage, a lot of HP, and a lot of resistance. Just using that, he might be really interesting. Then, when one of your hero in your team is targeted by an enemy, even if it's an AoE attack, you have only one main target, he is gonna get one layer of Power of Dharma. And we are gonna talk about that later because it enhances the damage of the basic attack. So, if his stance value is not lower than 70 or 40% at the moment when your hero takes a hit, he has a 100 or 50% chance to take the hit instead of your hero. This is a tank. Imagine using a direct damage dealer or just a normal DPS. The enemy targets your damage dealer, he's gonna take the hit instead. And that's a tank with a huge HP and a lot of resistance. Who knows if you have a control, he's gonna take the hit. This is huge. This is a huge passive. So Sun Wukong is countering Lydia, as you are gonna see. Lydia, you have many teams that can do that normally and take the advantage over your speed team, but just having Sun Wukong in your team, this is what is gonna happen. You are gonna use the basic attack of Lydia to reduce the turn meta of Popper because Popper is faster than yours, I don't know, your space. You are gonna try to do that, but you can't target him. He is gonna take the aggro. Look at that. Lower the speed, attack. She's targeting Sun Wukong instead, and so you are dead. You are just dead. Huge team. Huge. That guy is just broken. He is gonna destroy the cheat code Lydia. And the chance is not affected by effect hit or effect resistance. Okay. Ultimate. He grants HP up 2 and Ripple 2 to your entire team before dealing damage. So, 50% more HP to your team and 40% more damage on your basic attack. That's huge. Then, he deals 19% of his max HP in damage to all enemies, and he's gonna grant to self 8 layers of Power of Dharma. So let's have a look to the basic attack. 24% of his max HP in damage to a single target, and then if he has 4 layers of Power of Dharma on his self, he's gonna increase the damage of his basic attack by 10% per layer of Power of Dharma, so up to 80%. He can't have more than 8 layers of Power of Dharma. 24% of his max HP plus 80% of that damage in bonus. This is gonna be really strong. 8 layers, he's gonna remove all buffs from the target before dealing damage with the basic attack. And that's starting to be huge. And he's gonna consume all layers of Power of Dharma after using the basic attack if the target is not a boss, otherwise he's gonna keep all layers on himself. So maybe for PvE it's gonna be interesting against the boss. First, active skill. 60% of his max HP as a shield to your team. That's huge, 60%. And that's a unique shield. So imagine using him with Nordak in the same team. You are going to have two huge shields on your heroes that enemies won't be able to remove. That's huge for PvP. And while he is under parry status, if the duration of all allies' shield ends or allies' shield is not broken after taking direct damage, he is going to remove their shield and grant another one. But the new shield is going to be reduced by 25%, which is still going to be a great shield though. The cooldown of that skill cannot be reduced or increased. So 3 turns of cooldown, if you have a Benocin in front of you in PvP, you are still going to be able to use that skill, and this is going to be huge. So the shield is not going to be removed passively though. You need to reuse that skill, and then you are going to grant again the shield to your heroes. So let's concentrate on the exclusives, and you are going to understand how broken is the hero. If you have a look to the first one, it's going to enhance the damage on the basic attack. Each time he's going to grant a shield to your heroes, he's going to get 1 layer of power of Dharma. So you are using that skill, you get the 8 layers directly. If you are using that skill, you are granting a shield to your entire team, so 5 heroes, so he's going to get 5 more layers of power of Dharma. Before the exclusive one, you can have only up to 8 layers of power of Dharma, but every time you have 8 layers and you try to obtain another one, it's gonna be converted into Monkey King's hair instead. Sun Wukong is gonna pursue the target if he has 4 layers or more of Monkey King's hair above his head. Some pursuit. Start pursuing heroes. And that's gonna be great because imagine you are targeting an enemy with a hero that can't remove buffs. If he has 8 layers of power of Dharma and 4 layers of Monkey King's hair, he's gonna pursue the target, remove buffs, and deal insane amounts of damage. Huge exclusive one. So now if you have a look to the second exclusive, this is probably going to be the best on that guy. At the beginning of each wave, he's going to cast his first active skill and grant the shield to your team directly at the beginning, a shield that people can't remove. And also, if an ally has the shield at the beginning of their turn, it's going to cleanse 1 layer of a debuff from them. So in PvP, this is what is going to happen. Imagine having a Nazil in front of you. Nazil take the first turn, he's gonna freeze your team. When your heroes are gonna take their turn, they are gonna cleanse the freeze. If they have only the freeze above their head, if they have many debuffs on them, this is probably not gonna work, or you have to be lucky enough to cleanse the freeze in priority. If you have a Lydia in front of you, she's gonna imprison your heroes, but that guy, if you have a space, when she's gonna take a turn, no, it's not gonna work in that case because the damage dealer, the other heroes in your team won't have their turn, so they will still have the debuff, the control, the imprison on them, so it's not gonna work in that case. But if you are using a Popper is gonna cleanse the freeze, and he's gonna be able to control enemies. If you have an Asindo in your team and she's getting controlled by an Azil, she's still gonna be able to play and to put the silence on enemies. And this is why the hero is gonna start being game changer in PvP. So I'm gonna get controlled. Look at my Popper, and now he can play. He can just take his turn, and so I can still control the turn meta of the enemy and take the advantage, just like that. And look at that! I use the spotlight skill on him and he can play, and I can just nuke the team. And it's done, it's over. Exclusive level 3. At the beginning of each wave, and for every 8 layers of power of Dharma obtained, he's gonna get Law of Existence for 2 turns, during which all heroes in your team are gonna have 150% more tenacity. It's gonna nullify the entire crit damage your team is gonna take at the beginning of the fight. This is so freaking great. And they are gonna have some mastery resistance, reducing the dot taken by 150%. So if you have a Nita in a speed team in front of you, it's not gonna work anymore. Huge. Also, it's gonna increase the effects of Law of Existence. This is the buff he puts on your heroes. The first 3 times each wave to 133% of the original. So enemies are not going to be able to cleave you anymore if you have Sun Wukong in your team. Look at the tenacity, 244% everywhere. This is absolutely absurd. So this is why my Melchior has a huge amount of attack instead of a huge crit damage, because the tenacity is gonna just nullify your crit damage. So the higher the attack, the stronger the damage. And I probably think that if you want to use some direct damage dealers in PvP in the future, you might consider increasing the attack instead of the crit damage. So I took no damage at all. I took no damage at all. Did you see that? That team will never work. Look at that. Even my Lydia, half HP. This is absurd. Mastery resistance is not a normal stat, so you can't see the mastery resistance. But now my heroes have more than 150% mastery resistance. So let's check the damage. She deals absolutely nothing. I'm taking no damage at all. She used 2 skills and I took nothing. This is why the hero is going to be broken in PvP and Game Changer. And by the way, if you are curious to know, this is the way I'm building him at the moment. I'm using a feather set and a slay set. He has 745k HP, 37k defense, 2151 speed. He has 57% crit rate, 290% crit damage, and he has almost 100% effect resistance. Before entering the fight, I'm not using any blessing for now. I have no aura for now, and I'm using that echo to have a bit more crit damage, but this is not the one I'm planning to use. I just need to summon the new one we have here, because it's gonna grant to him more crit damage, and he's gonna have more HP thanks to that, and reduce all allies damage taken by 16%. Imagine having that. You are also going to reduce by a lot the damage you are going to take in your team. This is just going to be completely broken in PvP. Even more broken than just getting only the hero. I'm going to put around 40 just to try one specific team. I have exclusive 0 and I have full HP burn team with Nicholas also to freeze enemies. So let's try to see if it does something. So I'm gonna have many shields, more HP on heroes, and so they can start doing a lot of damage. And this is interesting. This is not an optimal team because enemies in that dungeon doesn't take a lot of HP burning damage. In fact, the HP burning damage are reduced by 50% if I remember correctly in that dungeon. But they are still doing a lot of damage because of Mamelo and Adeline plus the 50% HP on them. I can control enemies, and just in case if I have to tank, I'm gonna have big shields on my guys. The boss wave. So I'm gonna protect my guys with that for now. The goal is gonna be to try to kill Nazakma first, so I'm gonna be safe and I'm gonna be able to see if I can tank the attacks of the boss or not. Okay, an extra shield, and look at all the shields I have now with my heroes. This is just insane. Okay, no Nazakma anymore. And now let's just run the fight in auto and see if I can tank the attack of the boss. Okay, with damage immunity, of course I can. So let's just see if I can survive and how much damage I can do on the boss with that. Yeah, it procced the apple on my Nicholas apparently. The boss is taking a lot of damage. Wait, what? The shield just tanked 3,344k damage? This is huge, the amount of shield I have on my heroes. With HP burnings, and that's pretty fun. Okay, I lost. Yeah, I'm still losing my heroes. Maybe I can think about using a Catherine to have another extra shield and start doing more damage in the future, it can be interesting, but this is ROM 40, he takes less HP burning damage, and still, it was interesting to use that. It doesn't work, but I'm pretty sure that that guy have a lot of potential. I just have to think about a stronger team. Maybe in another content he's gonna be more efficient. I have to try that. But also, in that content, the Sagacity Alliance, now I have the 100% chance to beat that floor using that guy inside of the team, because just my heroes are more tanky. So just let's have a look to a run to see how does it work. HP buff on my guys. Imagine having the exclusive 2 in dungeon. At the beginning of the fight, you are gonna have 60% of his max HP as a shield on all your heroes. It should be so great. And 150% tenacity, probably without taking the first turn against the boss, you are gonna be able to survive. I'm pretty sure of that. And most of the time, he's gonna have the 8 layers of Dharma on himself against the boss, and so you are always gonna have the tenacity up. Yeah, this is really, really strong. Exclusive 0. He's clearly not broken at exclusive 0. But now, my Indra has Ripple 2, and so he deals even more damage on the basic attack. And the fight is gonna be over when Indra is gonna take his turn. That's a huge hero with a big potential. Tell me what do you think about that in the comment below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Have a nice day and see you in the next one. Bye bye.